G'day guys, this is Tia and welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. Today we have the first of many videos where we will be delving into the new upcoming Playable Ghoul feature. If you want to make sure you have all the information and details for the update, make sure you subscribe and keep an eye out for future videos. Firstly, huge shout out to Bethesda for flying me out to London to get some hands-on experience with becoming a ghoul. It was an incredible once-in-a-lifetime event and I'm very excited for the new playable race to drop. This is the first time within a mainline Fallout game where the player has the ability to actually play as a ghoul, so it's quite the historic moment. Anyway guys, in this video I will be covering everything you need to know about the upcoming Playable Ghoul update with some hands-on footage and a complete overview. I'll be showing you exactly how you can become a ghoul, explaining a little bit about all of the new mechanics, and in some future videos I'll be delving into said mechanics and perk cards in a little bit more detail. Let's get into it guys. Okay guys, so to start it off, let's briefly explain how this whole ghoulification process is initiated. In a future PTS video, I'll have a complete step-by-step video for more detail. But for right now, let's get the Cliff Notes version. So firstly, your one and only main prerequisite to become a ghoul is this. Firstly, you must be level 50. Only then will the quest to become a ghoul, called Leap of Faith, become available. This quest will prompt you to listen to a radio broadcast that will then lead you to the White Springs Refuge. Without going into too much detail and spoiling it all before the quest is even released for you guys, you'll be tasked with essentially helping out an incredibly irradiated wastelander that has been attacked by raiders. You'll have to investigate rumors of a radiation specialist buried deep within a silo bunker to try and save this wastelander's life. Events transpire, backs are stabbed, and information is revealed in a short and very sweet questline, like I said, that I'm not going to spoil. Anyway, you'll have to convince the radiation specialist to save our heavily irradiated friend. The kicker is, he's too far gone. The only two options for him now are either to let him die a very slow, painful death from radiation poisoning, or we can convince him to go against his better judgment and willingly become a ghoul and save his life. The decision ultimately falls towards you, depending on what you convince the wastelander to do. Anyway, after all is said and done, you will be granted the opportunity to become a ghoul yourself, and you will actually be presented with a similar choice. Do you retain your humanity, or step forward into a brand new world and see what advantages and disadvantages ghoul life can bring you? Becoming a ghoul is an incredibly fascinating option and will drastically alter both your charming good looks and your build's performance. Once ghoulified, your character's appearance will be less than pleasing to look at, opening up new customization options specific to ghouls. You'll be able to completely utilize radiation as your ally and best friend, opening up doors that were previously rad-welded shut, along with a slew of new perk cards to take full advantage of to empower your new appetite for rads and potentially chems. Alongside your new perk cards and immunity to radiation, ghoulified players will also be able to make use of two new mechanics, the first being called the Glow and the second being the Feral Meter. Let's touch on the Glow to start with. Essentially, your regular health bar for you ghouls functions normal, the same as human players. You take damage, it goes down, you heal it back up, and that part is the same. Where they differ is when radiation gets involved. So forget what you know about how radiation currently works when it interacts with the health bar of a human, whereas with ghouls, any radiation you do take will slowly consume your health bar as glow, and this is a good thing. This will not lower your total health, but instead take over your existing health bar with an invisible secondary glow-based health bar. This is probably the best way to describe it. It acts as a secondary health pool. Let's call it your glow meter. You receive this glow by taking radiation damage, so when your health bar is entirely engulfed in radiation, or glow, you will then be able to take advantage of some of the more intricate ghoul perks, such as radiation power to deal bonus damage per hit at the cost of glow, or Science Monster, which states that when you get hit, you deal bonus damage while you have glow in reserve, while the Mad Scientist perk will spend some of your saved up glow for bonus energy weapons damage. So on and so forth, there are plenty of new ghoul related perks that utilize this new glow mechanic. It's incredibly cool to take advantage of this new synergization and interaction, constantly keeping yourself pumped full of rads to empower and increase your damage output and survivability. Let's move on to the feral mechanic. It's a little bit different. It appears that while you are a ghoul, the feral meter is replacing the hunger and thirst bar. It would appear that instead of needing to constantly replenish this bar with food and drink, you instead keep your feral meter satiated and at bay via the use of chems. Any chems. The more chems you take, the more the bar remains full. This is also synergizing with a new endurance perk card called Chem Diet, which makes the effects of chems 75% more effective at sustaining your feral meter. While your feral meter is full and your ghoul character is non-feral, you are able to play the game normally, without any negatives or bonuses. Essentially, you can play as any build as a non-feral ghoul. Ranged builds like rifles, pistols, commandos, shotguns, and even heavy gunners, being a clear and obvious standout choice for our non-feral ghoul builds. However, as your feral meter declines and drains, you either intentionally or unintentionally allow it to do so. You will notice a lot of effects and changes happening to your character, mainly the raw boost to your melee prowess and damage output. As you become more and more feral, your melee and unarmed damage becomes much more ferocious and powerful, whilst at the same time, your proficiency with ranged weapons takes a sharp decline, removing almost all of your accuracy and VATS optimization. Essentially, if you want to be a ghoul melee build, you can do so without being feral, but if you really want to show the wasteland how merciless and dangerous you are, then it's recommended to play the ghoul melee build completely feral for all of its min-maxing potential that it offers you. In summary, the need for hunger and thirst sustain is replaced by the need to use chems to sustain your feral meter, and non-feral ghoul players are typically going to be recommended for ranged ghoul builds, whilst feral ghoul players will be recommended for melee ghoul builds. We briefly touched on a few perks here in this video. As for the remaining 28 new ghoul perk cards and 2 new legendary ghoul perk cards that I haven't quite dived into, I will show them all on screen now for you guys, but I will be making a separate video detailing each card one by one to give you a more complete explanation for those that are interested, so be sure to check that out. Becoming a ghoul opens up a lot of new interesting possibilities for gameplay and for your build, but it also comes with some negatives. If you're working with certain factions, namely the Brotherhood of Steel, you may notice a little bit of an attitude change. The Brotherhood may be dismissive or downright discriminative towards you and your new ghoulified form. This is completely lore accurate and very, very immersive. No, but seriously guys, becoming a ghoul has a lot going for it and will become one of the metas and must experience abilities for you all. Before we end off the video, some additional information for you guys. Player ghouls will have the ability to revert back to human form, that is confirmed. However, you will only be able to do this once for free. If you wish to test it out a few more times going from ghoul to human to ghoul to human, then each additional time, I'm assuming it will cost you some form of currency. And if you do wish to work with the Brotherhood as a ghoul, don't fret, there will be an in-world way to disguise your ghoulification so you can still experience all of these quest lines as a ghoul. I had a lot of fun playing on the demo in London, and I can't wait to show you guys some builds and combos that I've theory crafted in the following videos once this is released on the PTS. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for me. This was a complete overview detailing everything that I experienced and was able to show you guys from my first-hand gameplay and experience. Again, a huge shout out to Bethesda, specifically the ANZ community manager Kim. This would never have happened without you guys, and I'm so thankful that it did. It was an incredible surreal experience, and I'm so happy I was able to share it with you guys. Keep an eye out on the channel for more videos, as I'll be releasing them out slowly day by day, showcasing more features with this upcoming update. Let's roll the outro. That's going to do it for me. A massive shout out to all of my channel members. You're all legends, and thank you for your continued support on the channel. If you like what I do here and you'd like to support me further, then consider becoming a member or check out my merch store. We've got a lot of great designs and benefits, so be sure to check that out in the description. And while you're down there, chuck me a follow on my other social medias and join my Discord. Subscribe if you're new and like the video if you've enjoyed. I've been Tia, and I'll catch us in the next one. Welcome to Valhalla.